You may have to make a choice to fire her, and I'll tell you why. One bad apple spoils all the other apples in the basket. And I remember vividly, we won a tender of $1 million to work on this big project. And I needed skilled labor on this project. So I advertised, and one particular guy was recommended to me. And everything was going good, and I saw him was putting out the work. He was hardworking, and he was humble too, in the beginning. But as time or months went by, of course, I saw that his hard work, is recommendable, the hard work that was pushing out. And I had to elevate him from just being a team member to team leader. So there were other persons whom he was responsible for. And everything went well. But time came that I started seeing certain attitude. And just to backtrack, for me, I praise people when they do their work, when they put in the hard work. I am that type of leader that I have different ways to motivate people to put out the best, and one of it is showing gratitude to those that are doing the right thing. But time came that I think it got to his head, whereby he thought maybe is irreplaceable because of the work he was putting out and also the praises that he was receiving. I sat down, and I think I was sharing with someone, I don't remember whom I was talking to. And, a person can be good in what they're doing, but the attitude, the state of their heart also is very important, because that attitude, can mess up the people even that is responsible for. They will catch that bad attitude, and it will derail all the success that we've had up to that point. So to cut the story short, I had to make a choice. If I leave this person because they are doing well or working hard, I run into the problem of other people catching up the bad attitude, and then I don't meet my target, or what I want to achieve. So we had to make a choice. We let him go, but we had to make a choice. Some of these choices or decisions are very tough to make, but one has to make them. Especially as a business owner, you have to make these choices or decisions. I'll give you another example. So we had a restaurant. The restaurant that I own, me and my wife, we had different people that we used to employ. We used to employ single mothers, chefs, of course, and sometimes we had to employ high school students who have finished their exams and are just waiting for results to be able them to know which universities they're going to. This particular time we employed a high schooler who was waiting for results, and she applied to study nursing. And time came, of course, she got the results, but as she was working with us, there was a single mother that walked into the restaurant with the child, and she was looking for work. She was looking for a job. We said, you know what, currently we're not employing anyone because we had sufficient staff, but she could bring her CV and phone and contact, and when we are employing again, we'll reach out. Anyways, the high schooler, it was time to go on, and so we called in this lady. To cut the story short, we gave her the job, but there are some things that we started to observe. First, we had told her the standards that our restaurant stands on. and we saw that she was not heeding to what we're saying. So yes, we had to let her go. So in the situation you're in right now, you have to make a choice. You have to weigh the pro and cons. Which one outweighs what? If that person is spoiling the other batch that you have there, you may have to make a choice. You may have to part ways. As I speak to you, I remember when Abraham and Lot, his nephew, their people, they had grown so big that the shepherds from both parties, that is Abraham's shepherds and Lot's shepherds, they were fighting over the resources, the wells where they'll get water for the sheep. But since Abraham was a wise man, he called his nephew and said, "You are my nephew, you are my family. We cannot continue fighting, for the resources that we have." And the scriptures say that they went on a high level where they could see the whole land. And Abraham asked him, make a choice. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. So make a choice. You have all this land before you. And sometimes we have to make those decisions. And once Abraham made that choice and Lot moved on, we know where he went, Sodom and Gomorrah. When he made that choice to go, when Abraham made that choice and they parted ways, there's something that caused my attention, what happened immediately when that choice was made. Sometimes these decisions are very tough, but you have to make it as a leader. Scriptures say that once Lot moved on, the Lord spoke to Abraham. Sometimes, we have the fear, if we let go of a person in our business, what is going to be? Or how is it going to be, the business is going to be affected? And yet, sometimes this is something that is blinding our eyes from seeing farther up, because there's that conflict that is created. You as a leader, you have to make that decision. You have to make that decision. So when Abraham made that decision, the Lord spoke to him and said, the land that you see forward, that the land that you're looking at, I'm going to give it to your descendants. Sometimes we are blinded as leaders not to make these pivotal decisions, but you have to make those decisions. You have to make those decisions, because if not, you're going to continue in that to live that ambience of tension, to live that ambience of, everything that you're working hard for is slowly but surely derailing. It is you who has to make a choice. And that decision of letting go that person may affect just a little while, especially maybe, you have to take or assume more responsibility, but you have to make that choice. And I believe once you do let her go, there are more other ways. Probably you're going to see things clearly, and you see that there's peace even in your team. So you have to make that choice to let her go. If not, it is your business. We're dealing with money, and it's a big investment that you have made up to this point. You cannot afford to lose it because of the fear of letting someone go. Or what will happen if you let that person go? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yes, so that is a decision that you have to make. You have to make that choice. It is tough to make decisions like that as a business owner, but you have to make those decisions, because sometimes people have this bad attitude. They are so good at their work, but they have this bad attitude. You talk to them, they don't want to listen, and sometimes Most of these people that we employ, they're even older than us. So they think being older, me, a young business owner, I should not talk to them, or I don't have the right to talk to them, to tell them when they are doing wrong. They think, they know it all, and they think that you shouldn't talk to them. And sometimes I don't know if they feel like they've wasted their years and now they're being employed by a young person, and they wish they would be in that position. But these are choices that we make in life. I'm not the one who makes your choice to choose the decision that you made over a period of time. You understand? In your young years, you could have decided to start a business. And probably by now it will be a massive business. So if I give you a job, I expect results from you. That is it. I expect results from you. So you as a business owner, you have to make a choice to let go some people that are causing that atmosphere and are pretty much messing up what you have built up to that point. You have to make the choice. You have to make the choice. It may affect you in that moment by taking on more responsibility, or by having to advertise the job, to look for the right person, but you have to make that choice. Sometimes it's better to pay a little money to advertise a new job than this person causing trouble, and it results into reduction in performance for other employees or the other team members. So you have to make that choice, and the choice is in your hands. You are the owner. You're the one who owns this business, so you have to make the choice. So that's my take to what is happening in your business right now. You have to decide, because no one will come in and make a choice for you. You have to make a choice, because you know how much you have invested in your business and seeing it to this point. You cannot afford to lose what you have built up to this point because of someone, because maybe you fear what will happen if I let this person go.